So this week the Eagles play the big, bad Baltimore Ravens. And a lot of people are saying the Eagles got no chance. A lot of people are very negative about this game. They're down on this game. They're saying, no way you're going to beat the Baltimore Ravens. But where I see negativity, I also see possibility. I also see opportunity. I see no pressure. I see any given Sunday. And if the Eagles can double moonwalk the Baltimore Ravens' ass, it'll change this whole season.
Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes.
I'm a grown-ass man. See, I'm a grown-ass man. Grown-ass man.
Hey everybody, King Dingbat here. I'm in my garage with a cigar. It's only a candy cigar because my wife won't let me smoke one after I put that big fat head up in our bedroom.
Let's get rid of that. At this point, I'd be happy for Dak to be playing for somebody else. And my team stinks. I agree. Stinks.
They laugh about us. We're a disgrace. We suck.
I am now Philly 500's bitch.
Dallas still stinks. Everybody doing? King Dingbat here, and I hope everybody's doing well. Hope you guys are hanging in there. I know what you're saying to me. Yo, Philly, in your intro, you actually think the Eagles have a chance to win this game? You actually think this could happen? Baltimore is what? A top 3 team in this league, which I think they are. I mean, me personally, I picked them to win the Super Bowl. So, yes, Baltimore is a really, really good team. They are a really good team. But here's what I know. In the NFL, the words, any given Sunday, they're the truth. They're the truth. Any given Sunday, a team can beat a team in the NFL. No question about it. And the Eagles are yet to go out and put a good game where they have good defense, good offense, an all-around good game. We have not seen it. We are due. And if there was any time to do it, it is now versus the 4-1 Baltimore Ravens, because the Ravens are tough. They're tough, and they scare the hell out of me. There's no question about it. But what do the Eagles got to lose? Because let's face it, let's be honest. If the Eagles go out there and they lose, what are they? 1 game back behind Dallas? I'm going to tell you right now, I got the Dallas Cowboys losing to Arizona on Monday night. They're going to lose. So the Eagles are going to be right where they are right now. This is a trash division. So even if the Eagles were to lose an AFC out-of-conference game to Baltimore, a top 3 team in the league, it's not the end of the world, because no matter what, the Eagles are going to be competing for this division all year long. However, if for some reason the Eagles can turn this thing around, they can flip this thing and beat the Baltimore Ravens, do you realize the boost mentally, physically, emotionally, the boost that this team would get from such a big upset? It could put you on a run. It could change the narrative of this whole season. So we got a lot of football left to play, and I think the Eagles need to go into this game, and I think they need to just play. Don't feel under pressure. Don't feel like, yeah, it's a must win. Just go out and just give it everything you have. Take chances, take risks, be aggressive, and let's see what happens. That's how I would approach this game, okay? Now, before we get into what I think is going to happen, I want to go over the injury report. Now, I talked a little bit about this in my last video, but we're going to go over it again, okay? So, the Eagles have 7 players out. DeSean Jackson, he's out. Yay. Alshon Jeffery, he's out. Yay. Now, you're asking, why am I so happy that those 2 guys are out? And it's simple. Because I know Doug Peterson would have taken snaps from Travis Fulgham if those 2 guys are playing. And if it's not him, it's going to be because of Mr. Howie Roseman, who obviously is controlling. Hey, what was that noise? Who obviously is controlling what they do, in terms of actives and inactives, who's being brought up from the practice squad each week, which is totally ridiculous, okay? But You got DeSean Jackson. You got Alshon Jeffery out. You also have Lane Johnson out, which to me is a big loss. Avonte Maddox, I wish he was playing. Matt Pryor, I think he's on the COVID-19 list. Duke Riley is out. Marcus Epps is out. Now, we are going to get Will Parks back. That's great. I'm excited to see him, but he hasn't played all year. So we don't know how much he's going to actually contribute. I'm sure he's going to get a lot of snaps, but I want to see how they use him and what their plan for him was. Now, one more thing I should say on Matt Pryor is that he didn't test, apparently he didn't test positive for COVID-19, but he was in close proximity of somebody that did. So just keep that in mind. And Jamon Brown's going to play right guard. So this once again, this offensive line is going to look different than it did previous weeks. Okay, so you're going to have Jordan Mailata at left tackle. I like the way he's playing. Then you're going to have Nate Herbig at left guard. Kelsey, the one constant, at center. Then you're going to have Jamon Brown at right guard. And it looks like Jack Driscoll at right tackle. So they're going to have their work cut out for them. No question about it. I mean, last week the Eagles gave up 5 sacks to Pittsburgh. 5 sacks. And we have 19 on the year. We literally have 19 sacks on the year. I think we're the 3rd worst in giving up sacks. Totally ridiculous. And when I look at this game and I look at the Eagles offense, this is what scares me. This is what scares me. You're shifting offensive line guys. Even though some of these guys who are just getting time, like Driscoll and Mailata, I think they're doing okay. But it's still tough. And you're playing a Baltimore Ravens defense that gets at the quarterback. They get at the quarterback. I think they have like 17 sacks on the year. And they blitz. They love to blitz. They love to bring the heat. And it's the kind of defense I would run. I believe in sending pressure, getting to the quarterback. I believe that's how it's done in the NFL today. And look, John Harbaugh knows what he's doing. He's one of the best coaches in the league. And this is where I'm scared. That defensive line, the pressure that they put on a quarterback is what scares me about the Baltimore Ravens. Not to mention, they only give up like 3.7 yards a carry to a running back. So they don't give up a lot of yards on the ground. And the pressure they put on a quarterback could be deadly. I mean, just when you look at the amount of times Carson has been hit this year, it is way too much. So, in my opinion, I think the Eagles have to go into this game with a couple of different mindsets. First off, you gotta still try to run the ball. Even if it's not going successfully as you want, still do it. Miles Sanders should have more than 11 carries in a game. And you don't have to make it all handoffs to him. If you want to just get him touches, get his touches up into the 20s. I don't care if you want to use him in the passing game, do it. Matter of fact, I suggest it. Use him as a running back. Use him on the outside. Use him in the slot. Move him around and make the Baltimore Ravens have to account for him. And even when he runs the ball once or twice and he doesn't get a lot of yards, keep doing it. Keep that defense honest, okay? That's the first thing. And then the other thing with the running back situation is Corey Clement has got to go. You got to get him off the field. He doesn't offer anything for this team. Bring up Elijah Holyfield and give him an opportunity to play and rotate in, since they love to rotate these running backs. And then use Boston Scott in the passing game a little more. I do think that you can use the screen game, especially to the running backs. The running backs out of the backfield. A lot of times, these defenses that like to blitz, that like to pursue and get to the quarterback, you can beat them in a screen game, okay? You can do that. So I would look for that, and I would use it a lot versus this team. The other thing is, Travis Fulgham has to get opportunities. I do think you can throw on the Ravens. I do think that you can throw on them. And if Carson can get time to throw, you got to go after Travis Fulgham. Travis Fulgham. He has been Carson's most reliable target, okay? He has. And I would keep using him, and hopefully Baltimore will have to give him some attention, and maybe that opens up things for Zach Ertz, who really hasn't done anything all year. Okay, and then you have Greg Ward Jr. I like to see him get some throws his way as well. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, he's been phased out of this offense already. Let's face it. Let's be honest. So, maybe a guy like Burnett will get an opportunity, but the truth of the matter is, You got to give Carson Wentz time to throw. You got to use those running backs, especially in the passing game. I think quick screen passes, things like that, because the Baltimore Ravens will over pursue. And if you can run the ball effectively and make them honor the run, then at some point maybe your play action will work. Roll Carson, get him out of the pocket. And when Carson gets pressure, he has to run. He has to be able to run. But that's really the key. The big key, the big fear I have is that defensive line. And here's what I'll say on offense too. You have nothing to lose this game. There is absolutely nothing to lose in this game. You lose this game, you're only what? One and a half games out of first place if Dallas wins, which they won't. But you're still in this division. It's an out-of-conference game. I think you go into this game, I think you take chances. I want to see big balls dug. I want him to go for it on certain downs. I want to see some trickery. I want to see some just some different things, some imaginative, creative things. Take a couple shots. Be aggressive. What do you got to lose? There should be no pressure on this team to beat the Ravens. We're going to have, 7,000 fans back in there? Thank God we're going to have somebody, but I think it helps. Any fan that will be there will help the Eagles. They feed off their fans. So I hope that the 7,500, whoever's there, I hope you're loud as crap, okay? But I think this is an opportunity to take chances, to take risks, because you have nothing to lose. You lose this game, you're still in this division. You win this game. If you win this game, then guess what? Everything turns around. You have now beat a top 3 team in the league. This team could go on a run. They can have confidence in themselves. It's great emotionally, mentally, and there's nothing to lose here. There is nothing to lose here in this game. That's how I see it. Go out and just let it all hang out and play. Whatever happens, happens. If you lose, you continue next week on your schedule. You're still in the division. If you win, everything, the whole narrative of this season turns around for the Eagles. It just does. It just does. So you have nothing to lose, especially offensively. But please, please protect Carson Wentz, okay? Because this Ravens defense will get at you, okay? And then when you look at our defense versus the Baltimore Ravens offense, look, I think Lamar Jackson has struggled throwing this year. I don't think he's been all that great, which is a benefit for the Eagles because we haven't really been good against quarterbacks that have time to throw. When we're getting pressure on a quarterback, that's great. But you know the fear with Lamar Jackson is him running. He is going to run. He is going to move. I know they've been using Jalen Hurts as a decoy in practice, but he can't be Lamar Jackson. What they're going to see is a whole nother level. Okay, and when he runs the ball, he is so dangerous. So you have to contain him. They are going to have to contain him, stay in your lanes, all those kind of things. Because if you don't, he will get out of the pocket and he will gash you for big yards. And this is once again where you have to look at a guy like Nate Gary on the field. Why is he playing? I wouldn't put him on the field. He would not be on there. He would be on the bench because Nate Gary was lost with Ben Roethlisberger out there. What do you think Lamar Jackson is going to do to him? He is going to make him look silly. So I am definitely scared of our linebackers versus Baltimore Ravens offense. Lamar Jackson, he's going to get his yards on the ground. I do think he's struggling in the passing game, and that's great if the Eagles can keep him contained in the pocket, not let him get outside. And it's hard to do, and you're not going to do it every time. There will be times where he gets out. Maybe they'll put a spy on him, but to me, it's more about containment. You got to contain him in the pocket. You want to keep him in that pocket. You can't over pursue. Stay in your lanes, and that's the most important thing. Then, if the Eagles' defensive line can get pressure and get to Lamar Jackson, they have a chance to win. I think against their running game, I think we'll do okay. I think the Eagles, offensively, the Baltimore Ravens, they can run the ball. I think they're struggling pass, but I think the Eagles match up with them against, in the running game. The problem is Lamar Jackson on the move. And if the Eagles can contain him, I think they got a chance to be in this game in the fourth quarter. That's going to be the key. And we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Now, when predicting this game and predicting what's going to happen, I mean, look, I got to be honest. It would be disingenuous for me to tell you I think the Eagles are going to win this game because it's just not right. I want them to. I'm rooting for them. I'm going to give them every ounce of energy I have come Sunday, which I'll be streaming live so you can come join me. I'll be losing my mind. But I don't see the Eagles winning this game. I think Baltimore's too good. We're just not there yet. But I do think it's possible. I do think it's possible that the Eagles can win this game. They just got to be in it in the fourth quarter. But when I predict this game, I would be lying to you if I told you I think the Eagles are going to win. I don't think the Eagles win this game. I think they're going to lose a close one, though. I think they're going to lose 24-20, and they're going to play good. And this is going to be one of those games where we're like, hey, look, they lost to a better team, but there are some really good things that came out of this, and we're going to be able to build on that. And I expect the Eagles to go a little bit on a run after this. But I mean, I want them to win. I'm going to give them everything I have. But it would be disingenuous if I told you I thought they were beating the Ravens this week. I just don't see it. But if they do what I said in this video, if they do those things, I think they could. They would have a chance. It's just a matter of, can they do those things and will they? Those are my thoughts on it. What do you guys think about this game? Let me know in the comment section. With that said, take care. Talk to you later, and don't be a dingbat.